why being a people pleaser is a good thing. I have been a chronic people pleaser for a long time, and I finally realized that it can be a good thing. So first off, what is a people pleaser? Well, to me, a people pleaser is someone who wants others to be pleased. I want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to be pleased. So you try to do things to make them happy. Now, there are two kinds of people pleaser, and one is a healthy one, and one is a not so healthy one.
People pleasers.
These two people are people pleasers. One and two. Okay? Number one has boundaries. Number two has no boundaries. So what does boundaries mean? Boundaries mean you're a people pleaser. You want people to be happy, but not outside of your boundaries. That means your resources like your time, money, and everything, you don't overexert yourself to please people. And also pleasing people is not your number one priority. Your number one priority is yourself, taking care of yourself. And then whatever's left, you use that as charity to please others. Let's get into why being a people pleaser can be a good thing. So when you're a people pleaser, you are respecting people's autonomy. You're respecting people's right to be themselves and their right to pick what they want out of life. Just understanding that everyone has their own unique perspective on life and they have the right to choose whatever they want, whether it's healthy, being healthy, or being unhealthy, whether it's getting a job, not having a job, going to school, not going to school, whatever it is, everyone has the choice to choose what they want. And that's what autonomy is. And when you're a people pleaser, you are contributing to everyone's autonomy by giving them exactly what they want so they are pleased. And when you're not, when you're only trying to please yourself, because that's what you're doing when you try to make someone want something that you think is good for them, but they don't actually want for their own life. You're actually being selfish. You're actually wanting someone to not be themselves. You're not respecting their autonomy and their choice. So being a people pleaser really is promoting autonomy in the world and promoting individuality and promoting people's freedom to choose what they want out of life, no matter how bad it looks. If someone says they want something that is clearly not healthy for them, it's still good for them. You know what I'm saying? You can't judge people for not wanting what you think is good for someone else, because the reality is anything can happen. I remember a few years ago, I was living in New York City and I didn't have a job for a while, to the point where I was so hungry. I didn't have nothing in my kitchen, nothing to eat, no money to go order out, no nothing. And I finally got a job. And this is like maybe the last day I was going to be very hungry and calling people for money and help and stuff like that. It was that bad. And then one time I got a job and it was like my first day and it was at a restaurant. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get there. I hope they give out free food and stuff. So long story short, I was on my way to my first day at work and I'm walking through Manhattan because the restaurant I was working at, the new job I had was a restaurant in the middle of Manhattan. And I saw this homeless guy. He was asking someone for money. And the guy was like, no, but I have this protein bar. And the homeless guy was like, no, I don't want that. And I was walking by and I was like, I'll take it. And the guy throws the protein bar to me and I catch it so perfectly and I was just so grateful. I was just so happy. The reason I'm telling this story is because it's autonomy. You might think like, oh, the homeless guy, like, oh, you think you know what he should have in his life, like, but he's using his autonomy saying, hey, I want money. I'm not looking for no food. And when I said, I'll take the protein bar, I'm like, bro, I need a protein bar right now because I don't have no energy to finish this shift. And he threw it to me. And I was just so appreciative of this. When you give people what they want, you're just supporting their autonomy. That guy was supporting my choice to go to work. From the outside looking in, it may look like maybe I need good conversation because I look like You know, I was going to my first day at a nice restaurant. I was wearing a nice button-up shirt, nice pants and shoes. And I didn't look like I need food like a protein bar. You would think that you would give that to a homeless person. You wouldn't think you give me a protein bar or anything like that. You give people what they ask for, not what you think they should have. The next thing is being a people pleaser. You are getting people closer to happiness, whether you know it or not. No matter how bad the thing that they're asking for is, you're getting them closer to true meaning and true happiness. Because from what I've seen, from what I've experienced in life, is that the things that matter is here. Some people need to get that unhealthy thing here, unhealthy thing here, unhealthy thing here, unhealthy thing here, until they get to this. The thing that changes their life, the thing that makes them make a healthy decision. But they won't get here until they come to these steps. A lot of people eventually get there, and a lot of people don't. But they need to get to these steps. Sometimes maybe they might need drugs. Just put drugs for all of them, because that's like the worst things people talk about.
Drugs.
Until they get to this point, they get tired. You get tired of living an unhealthy life, and then they desire something more meaningful, which is right here. And then they turn their life around. But they need to go through these steps. And you might be the one that gave them $10 to get the hit right here that they needed, right? And somebody else give them another $20 to get the drugs here. Somebody might give them another $5 here. Somebody might give them $50 here, until they get tired and they're like, wow, it's time to make a change here. So you are low key helping someone on their way to get better. And some people only need to get here. Some people only need to get drugs once, till they're like, you know what? I'm tired of this. And you might have been the person to give them, $10 here to go get drugged, and then they turn their life around. So the point is, whatever bad habits, and don't get me wrong, some people never get to these points. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, we only have one life, and if people want to just do drugs their whole life or whatever, that's fine. We only have one life, and we gotta respect people's autonomy to choose whatever they want. And there's something beautiful about that at the end of the day. And who knows? Somebody might get hit by a car and die, and they just wanted to do drugs that day. Like, who are you to say they shouldn't be doing it? Was the drugs a bad choice if their destiny was to get hit by a car and die that day? No, that's actually a pretty good decision to them. So the point is, we don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know what's good or bad for anyone. We don't know if they're right around the corner from turning their life around after making this bad decision, whatever it is. So we're respecting people's autonomy to choose what they want out of life. And we're also bringing them closer to happiness. We're bringing them closer to changing their life by supporting that, whatever they ask for in this moment. On the way to getting what you want, this is the healthy choice, the best, living your best life here. A lot of us have let's say this is a mountain right here. A lot of us have a mountain in our way, whether that's, and let's say this is a bad habit, this mountain. Like, we need to climb this mountain. We need to get all our bad habits out the way. We need to just do it until we get tired of it. If someone comes in our life and doesn't acknowledge this thing that we think we need in this moment, we'll never get to this. So you being a people pleaser, pleasing this person within your boundaries, whether that's money, time, whatever this person wants from you, if it's within your boundaries to give them, but you think it's bad or negative. I'm not saying to support things you don't want to support. I'm just saying to think about this in a different way. Don't judge people, because you might be helping them. So a lot of people have this thing here that they need to do before they could even see this. Now, you might be the one to give somebody, like a drug addict, $10. And then this is the same example, but just in a different way. And then that erases that thing that they just needed to do. That brings that makes it out of their way now. Now they can see the good thing that they have in their life. So I hope this helps you see how being a people pleaser can be a good thing. Peace.